Hi, my name is Winstreaks, and today I want to talk about Winstreaks in Dead by Daylight. A player by the name of Momo7th recently got a 1,000 win streak as the Blight. Their win condition was either a 3K with hatch or a 4K, which is pretty normal. They're counting any games where people DC, as you can see in the image, and that's fine. That makes sense. But really, the discussion I want to have is should this be possible? Like, is this okay? You know, if you use Twitter at all, sorry if you do, but you'll see a lot of people going back and forth about, did he deserve to be able to do this? And the other side is, the better player should always win, etc., etc. And I agree with that in FPS games. If you're playing Valorant and your team is just straight up better than the other, then you should win every match, right? But DBD is asymmetric. We all know that. We all know how nothing really applies to this game that applies to other games. And so I am of the opinion that this should definitely not be possible in DBD. I don't think DBD should ever. I think it's the most balanced it's ever been, but I don't think it should be so balanced where if the killer is just straight up better, the survivors die every single time. I know that might be like a hot take. However, I don't think this is Momo7th's fault at all. I think it's crazy awesome that he was able to do this, and he's earned to be able to do this. He's getting some flack on Twitter. I'll put that up. And he doesn't deserve it at all. Blight is made this way. You're allowed to run all of Blight's crazy good add-ons and run whatever you want, and he's allowed to play how he wants. He's earned every bit of it. But I'm sure Momo himself even agrees. This should really paint a beam of light on Blight's status in the game. Rivaling Nerfs in strength and being able to accomplish something like this should call for a nerf, in my opinion. I don't even think Blight needs the nerf to base kit. It's really just his add-ons. Like, I think if people ran base kit Blight, he'd be fine and balanced and still a good killer, but it's his add-ons. But that's a whole nother topic on how you nerf him. But since we're on the topic of nerfs, I think Otz put out a great reply to his tweet on it, where he said, it's interesting that Blight's add-ons and everything are still untouched since release. Yet we attempted to change Billy's add-ons, like Billy of all killers. Granted, Billy's add-ons did not get changed, and I'm thankful that Behavior listened. They've done a great job about that lately. It's just the fact that it almost happened, Another eye-opening reply to this 1,000 win streak as Blight. Aaron put out a tweet saying, the highest win streak on killer is now over 1,000, and the highest win streak as a solo survivor was previously 34, tied by me and the killer, but is now 39 after years of grinding. So the best solo survivor win streak is 39, but the best killer win streak is over 1,000. Granted, I mean, it's definitely written in a way to seem alarming, because I do think playing solo queue survivor is probably the hardest thing you can do in the game. I think you should compare Swift escape streaks to killer win streaks, not solo queue survivor win streaks to killer win streaks. Granted, the gap between solo queue and swifting is starting to become smaller with all the different updates, but we all know that swifting is always going to be slightly ahead of solo queuing just for the communication alone. Even though I think his tweet here is a little clickbaity, I do agree with it ultimately, that it is odd that you can do these things as killer, but you never see these kinds of numbers as survivor. Now, how do we identify the detailed issue with the 1,000 win streak stuff? Obviously, Blight is in a really strong spot, and we've already talked about his add-ons, but it should also be worth noting that to achieve a win streak like this, Momo's play style was to immediately tunnel somebody out, and usually after that there would be DCs, which just snowballs into him automatically winning. But I'm sure he also had to play a bunch of tough matches as well. That raises the question, is it an issue with Blight first and foremost, or is it a issue with tunneling and camping and just how good that stuff is against solo queuers, or even just bad teams in general? Only the best teams can really handle a Blight that's tunneling and camping and playing to win with the best add-ons and perks. Obviously, I'm opening a way bigger can of worms by transitioning the discussion from Blight himself to tunneling and camping as a whole in Dead by Daylight, so I don't even want to go down that entire road. But I'm certain that Behavior one day will change Blight's add-ons, especially because of how they've increasingly shown to listen to the community. To Momo7th himself, hey, great job on the win streak, man. I'm sorry you're getting all this flack from people. That's just, you know, you probably saw it coming, to be fair, but you still don't deserve to be yelled at for just, you ultimately just played the game, right? And that's it. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there on this since it's you know, such a hot topic. What do you think? What do you think 1,000 win streaks is killer? Is should it even be possible? Or I want to hear your thoughts and criticisms of the reality of this. All right. Thanks for watching.